It's important to get your document started out the right way. Every time you create a document in InDesign, you have to declare an intended output, whether you're creating it for print or the web or for digital publishing. Of course, you can output any document to any medium, but by selecting the right intent to begin with, you can save the trouble of having to change things later on. So let's see how this intent setting works and exactly what effects it has on our documents. So we'll begin right at the beginning by creating a new document. I'll choose File, New Document. And in the New Document dialog box, one of the first things you might notice is this menu for Intent. The Intent menu was introduced in CS5 where you could choose either web or print, but now with CS6 we have three choices: print, web, and a new one, digital publishing. This is a really important selection because it sets up several aspects of your document which are not that easily changed later on. So it's important not to be careless and ignore the intent setting when you create a new document. So let's see which things are controlled by this intent setting. First, I'll expand the dialog box by clicking on More Options, just so we can see all the settings. And if I create a document with print intent, I can see that by default it's going to have facing pages, it's going to be letter-sized and in portrait orientation, and the units are going to be in picas. In addition, a print intent document will have CMYK swatches and use the CMYK transparency blend space. If I switch to web intent, the default document size is now 800 pixels by 600 pixels in landscape orientation, and facing pages are turned off, and my units are in pixels. If I switch to digital publishing intent, now my page size is set to be iPad 1024 by 768. It's also in landscape orientation. Facing pages are off, and I have this setting turned on, primary text frame. And like web intent, digital publishing intent also gives you RGB swatches and uses RGB transparency blend space. Creating a document with digital publishing intent also switches the Pages panel to display pages by alternate layout. And this could potentially be a little confusing or even annoying, since the Pages panel display preference is global for all documents. So if you had the panel set to display pages horizontally, the moment you create a document with digital publishing intent here, the preference is changed and all documents will display pages by alternate layout. You can of course switch it back in the Pages panel to whatever you want, but it's just something to be aware of. You might also want to take advantage of the ability to save settings in this dialog box by saving a preset. So by saving and selecting a preset, you save yourself the time and effort of changing individual settings to be the way you want them. You just set them up the way you want to and then click Save Preset and give it a name. After you do that, you'll be able to pick your preset from this Document Preset menu. That way you won't have to worry about making a mistake or missing a setting. So by understanding the intent setting and the presets in the New Document dialog box, you can be sure to quickly set up your new documents right from the start, no matter what destination you have in mind for them.